Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. My name is Omar El Gaddafi. I'm a tenant organizer in Richmond, Virginia. I've been organizing tenants in public housing for about 8 years. I also work with Legal Aid Justice Center. We represent public housing tenants regularly all across Virginia. We support this bill because it addresses problems that are plaguing tens of thousands of renters who have gone to legal aid organizations across the Commonwealth seeking relief from housing authorities in Norfolk, Hopewell, Petersburg, Charlottesville, and Richmond. This bill provides critical protections and eliminates practices that often keep these Virginians trapped in poverty. Currently, in order to appeal an eviction case where a debt was alleged, they must post an appeal bond even if the court deems them indigent. While an eviction case is one of the only civil actions in our Commonwealth that requires an indigent person to post an appeal bond, this bill would remove that requirement for public housing residents. Public housing cases are much more complex than the average non-payment of rent case and are more susceptible to legal error. Without reasonable and fair access to the appeal process, these tenants do not have an opportunity to have these errors corrected. Rents in public housing are capped at 30% of a tenant's income, and determining a tenant's rent in public housing is more like doing taxes than reading a contract provision. They have numerous deductions, exclusions, and exemptions that can apply. In August of 2024, the Washington Post published a story highlighting the miscalculation of rent in public housing as a national issue and detailed how this impacts our Commonwealth acutely in evictions. This bill also clarifies that public housing tenants should only be charged for maintenance fees if they have violated their lease or caused actions through actions of their own. It's an important clarification because public housing has historically been and continues to be underfunded with respect to capital investments, and this burden tends to fall on public housing tenants as their maintenance fee debt is lumped into their rental debt and used to evict them. Virginia's largest public housing authority currently charges tenants $14 to change a light bulb and assesses up to $127 after-hours maintenance fee for heat repairs unless the temperature is below 30 degrees. This is the charge regardless of your income or even if you do not have any income. This bill would also make sure that tenants know their rights related to rent calculation, including their ability to request a grievance hearing or a hardship exemption at the moment they get behind, rather than to look through their 30-plus page lease or their 120-plus page public housing authority policy. At the point when a tenant gets an eviction hearing notice, they are often in crisis and they need easy access to this information. This bill, if it becomes law, will inevitably lead to less evictions and less strain on homeless services providers across the Commonwealth, as grievance hearings are conducted by housing authority staff who are knowledgeable in public housing rent calculation nuances. For all of these reasons, Legal Aid Justice Center and public housing tenants across the Commonwealth of Virginia support this bill, and I hope you will too. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Appreciate it.